In front of you is my D-Stroke 2.6 liter S55 M4 with a big single turbo kit from 4N Motorsport. And this car is actually the first customer M4 to leave 4N shop with this build. And well, today we're gonna make it the first 4N customer car to experience snow with this motor as well. That's right, welcome back to another video of the Vlogmas series. And today we are gonna actually go out and find some snow. This whole series has been a lot of fun and all, but it's missing one thing, and that is having fun in the snow. And the reason being is because, well, we haven't really gotten any good snow yet, so we're gonna have to go find some. But before we do that, we have to throw some mods on the car. So let's go ahead and see what's under the tree. Now, all the mods today are from Keys Motorsports. So we got that, this one, and one in this big box too. All right, so we're gonna start off with the smallest one and work our way up. We have an M Performance gas cap. So this is something the car doesn't have, and it's something you will probably never see unless you see me filling up the car, but we have an M Performance carbon fiber gas cap from Keys. And then next up, this one's actually pretty cool, especially since the car can rev up to 9,000 RPMs because we have a P3 gauge. Now, what this thing is going to let us do is actually read different values. So, what values mean? This will plug into the OBD. It'll pull like oil temperature, RPMs, all that stuff. And RPMs is the one we really want because this car revs up to 9,000 RPM and the gauge cluster on the car only goes up to 8. We can actually see it go way past that. The monitor, which what I was looking for, is right here. I used to have one of these in my old Audi. We actually install it into the factory vent. So we don't want to lose the instructions because that's going to be how we do this. So this one's actually going to be a little bit more labor intensive because I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but it's going to be fun. And then last but not least, you follow the second channel, you've seen this mod because I showed you before the series went live. We have a fire extinguisher. And this one's super cool. Keys branded, it's red, and it actually bolts under the seats using the factory seat brackets. So it's gonna be super clean, super nice. We're gonna put it on the passenger side, kind of like how all the supercars have it. 3 simple mods, but we're also gonna be doing an oil change because this car did drive a long ways since we picked it up from 4N. And we're also gonna put on snow tires because these tires are not gonna grip in the snow. Also, before we get going, we're gonna throw some E85 in this thing. That way we have a full tank of E. Let's get that going. And then we're also gonna be going over to CW Wraps real quick because they have something that we need for a future video in this series. Without it, we won't be able to properly hold Christmas lights on this car. Got the Tufts jug. Now I'm gonna try and run E85 in this car as much as possible, especially right now because the oil change intervals are pretty early. The motor's broken in, but we want to still change it early for the next few times just to make sure the car is running great. Hence why we're changing the oil today. But also, if you know anything about E85, you have to change your oil more regularly anyway because it does contaminate your oil faster. E85 is double-edged sword. It's better on your motor. It also gives you more power, but your maintenance is a lot more faster in between. All right, let's go to CW. Full tank, baby. It's probably gonna get us like 20 miles. I didn't film it, but a second ago I thought I was gonna get pulled over. A cop went right behind me and was following me for the longest time. And I'm like slowly going like this, trying to like slowly accelerate. That way the car's not super loud because there's nothing restricting this exhaust. It's literally a full straight pipe. Like, just listen to this. And that's only 2,800 RPM. Imagine 9K. And thanks to CW, we have a chunk of wrap. Look at this. Way too much to what we need, so we're gonna bring back what we don't use. The plan is to cut this into strips to hold the Christmas lights on. And since we are using the OG lights, we're gonna try and go as thick as possible so the car is super bright. And then the reason we have black is for all the carbon fiber accents. So the side skirts, the mirrors, and the roof. We're definitely not gonna use all the black. The yellow, I don't think we'll use all of it, but better be safe than sorry. All right, now we got her up on the lift, but before we do anything, we gotta do some maintenance. Let's get her up in the air and drain this oil. Now this oil is gonna look a little bit different from traditional oil because we are running an additive in there as well. So it's gonna look a little bit more on the milky side. So don't be afraid, don't freak out, it's normal. And we're gonna put the additive back in. It's added to help with friction. So this relieves wear on your bearings, it relieves engine noise as well. There's a lot of benefits with running it, and it's what 4N wants me to do. And this is his motor that he built, so I'm gonna do what he says. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pop the filter off now. That way all the oil just drains faster. Pretty clean. Now, another good thing about changing the oil right now is, since we are gonna be drifting in the snow, all the cars are gonna be seeing a little bit higher RPMs than normal, just because you're losing traction. With that being said, I'm also changing the oil on the C7, the giveaway car, not because we're gonna be drifting in the snow, but I wanna do another oil change. The dealership did do one, but I wanna do another one. And we're also changing oil on the Trackhawk. Yeah, that oil looks good. It's exactly what we wanted. Let that drain. While it's draining, let's go ahead and take care of the filter. And then we're also gonna take off the wheels before we tighten the drain flow back in. Okay, we got the new filter in, and then the oil is still slightly trickling, so we're just gonna let it sit. Let's go ahead and get these winter wheels on. Now, the stock wheels don't have the prettiest fitment, so we are going to be running a spacer. So let's go ahead, throw these on. Running 12 mil all around, which is why I have the stud conversion too. Because if you know anything about spacers, once you add that space in between the wheel and the hub, you have less thread pitch. But our studs are pretty long, so we're gonna have the exact same thread catch as before, even with the spacer. It's either you're on a stud conversion or you get longer bolts, but I like my stud conversion. I'm actually kind of concerned though about the snow, because it doesn't look too pretty outside. It's just all rain. Look at that. They're a little beat up. They could use some touch-up paint. We'll do that after this video because, like I said, this thing's gonna get even more dirty. And hopefully we don't get stuck. That would really suck. All right, put this drain bolt back in. Click, click. All right, so we put in 7.8 quarts. Yes, I know that's more than what factory recommends, and that's because it's a different motor. That's what 4N wants me to run. I'm gonna run it. And then we're gonna put half of this additive in. I don't have a funnel, so I'm gonna use both hands. And then it's onto the mods. And I was mistaken, this additive didn't really make it as milky as I thought it would, but it did make the oil darker. There we go. Now we're good to roll. Let's go ahead and start her up. This car sounds so good. I just listened to that idle. So mean. Now, if you want an M4 that sounds mean as well, you could win one. Not this one, but my other M4, my Yasmarina Blue M4 competition. Today is the last day for 10 times entries, so go ahead, click the link down below, schnatterdays.com, collect 10 times entries, and you could find yourself in a pretty nice M4. It literally is exactly like this one, however, it doesn't have the 4N motor, so it has a stock S55, but it's tuned, has a pretty steering wheel, has a pretty interior with the competition seats, and a lot of very, very sick mods from Senkai Motorsport. Okay, now we can start rolling into these mods. The first one's going to be this fire extinguisher because this is my favorite one out of all of them. The P3 gauge is really cool, but this is something I've seen before and I really want to use it. Well, not necessarily use it. We don't want to have to use it, but I really want to put it on because it looks sick. So we got to unbolt these two bolts, and then literally this slides in. We can decide how far in or how far out we want it. I'm probably gonna go for as far in as possible. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna go for. And then if it looks too hidden, maybe pop it out, but this is how max in is going to look, like right there. I feel like that's perfect because we don't want it to be in people's way. Let's go ahead and throw it on. Okay, off camera, I had to tilt the seat back and slide it in at the same time and get the holes lined up, but that looks pretty legit. We just throw the bolts back in. Super simple. That's why we're doing 3 different mods, because I feel like this one literally takes 5 seconds, but it looks so cool. That looks pretty cool. It's kind of low key, but if you look inside, you can see it. It's the subtle mods that really get me. I really like them. They're super cool. It just shows you how modifiable these cars are. Like, it's not like you can look at it and be like, yeah, it's done. There's always something else you can add, and it doesn't have to be something crazy or something that's gonna rice it out. It literally could just be that, which is super low key, cool, and it's also safe. What we're gonna throw on next is the gas cap. I have isopropyl alcohol in this rag, so I'm gonna get all the gas residue, oil residue, whatever residue is on my hands every time I've unclicked this. That way the new cap doesn't fall off of it, because we want it to fit snug. We're also gonna use a heat gun as well. That way 3M adheres to it perfectly. Now it's literally just 2 pieces of 3M. You gotta do this right the first time. It actually fits really snug. I was kind of concerned that you would put it on and then whenever you touch it and like squeeze, you'd feel the gap in between the actual cap and the carbon, but no, that is solid. It actually is not coming off just by me pulling on it. We'll still heat it up anyway, but look at that. It's the little things in life. I guess you'll understand that when you put on a carbon fiber gas cap from Keys. Perfect. Now it's time for the hardest mod of this video, if you could call it that. We gotta throw on our P3 gauge, which I watched a video on. Keys made it, of course. That's the one thing that's super cool about Keys Motorsports is Brian usually makes a video on almost every single thing on his site. So if there's something you get from them and you don't know how to install it, odds are Keys Motorsports will have a YouTube video on it. So I'm gonna link their YouTube channel down below as well, which will also help you get to their site too. So let's go ahead and throw this on. It's gonna be sick. This little gauge right here is going to replace a couple of the top fins. We're not gonna lose all airflow, just a little bit. Obviously, we're gonna have to unplug it if we have to do logs and plug in my MHD adapter because we have the MHD plug, which is the easiest one. But you can also hardwire these as well, which is something I may do in the future if I want to, but my Audi was the same way when I had this gauge. Now, what we gotta do first is take this vent off. I gotta use both hands. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Maybe not. Quite easy actually. Now the next step, we're gonna go ahead, pop that off, just like that, super simple. Probably never been done before, for this car at least. And then we have this. These are all the flaps, but we're gonna be replacing a couple of them with the P3 gauge. Oh, I think they all come at once. Now I believe you can also option to have an OEM replacement vent, but I didn't do that. Kind of wish I did, but I'll watch the YouTube video real quick. Now I'll see ya.
Few moments later.
Okay, off camera I got it assembled. It was a little tough, there's a lot of little plastic clips, but we got it to work. It's all put back together, but before we throw it in, we have a few little wiring things to do. So we gotta pop this door out, like that. All right, I have it all plugged in just to test, and look at that, it's working. We'll turn the car on in a sec, but basically what we gotta do now is we gotta hide all these wires in there. I'm gonna zip tie them all nice and neat, tuck the monitor in there as well, and then close this up, and then see what the finished product looks like. I'm pretty excited. Okay, the car is on. I'm not gonna die of carbon monoxide poisoning, I promise, because right after I show you this, I'm gonna go to bed, and then I'll see you bright and early in the morning to go find snow, but check it out. P3 gauge is on, it's on boost right now, so obviously we're not gonna be making any boost, but you can go through, we can see our coolant temperature, our speed, our RPMs. So right now we're sitting at 750 RPMs, but if you give it a little blip, goes up a little bit. And then you can see your oil temp, which is awesome because this gauge, it only starts at 160. So with this over here, we can see our oil temps far below that as well, which is nice. And then we have our IATs. I believe that's throttle. No, this is throttle. We have throttle, so the more input, the higher it'll say. AFR, 0 to 60. And now this is super cool. If you do a 0 to 60 time, and then you wanna see what your last 0 to 60 time was, you press the left button. It won't show you right now because we haven't done one, so it did our 0 to 100. Oh, 60 down to 130, so decel? 100 to down to 0? Okay, 60, it times your 60 to 130s. You don't need a draggy anymore. That's so cool. Well, you do need a draggy because draggy goes off GPS, so it's more accurate than your speedo. But we have boosts, all sorts of cool things. I actually really like that. It made the interior a lot more aggressive too because now you have like a gauge here and it flows so nice. All right, I'll see you in the morning. We're gonna go find snow and we're gonna put this gauge to the test. Well, today looks like more rain than snow. Hopefully it's colder the higher we go up, or else we can't find snow for you guys today. I think we might have to drive a good ways to find snow because it's 41 degrees down low, which means that it's probably 10 degrees colder at like the ski resorts, which would put us at 30, which would put this at like sleety, snowy rain, which means that the snow could potentially not be gone. But down low, it's pretty gone. It's non-existent. But it doesn't stop the grind though. Look at Caleb editing today's YouTube video. That's right, today's YouTube video. The one we're posting while I'm filming this video. We got an early start. It's 9:30. So the plan is to be home by like noon, 1 o'clock, and then get this video uploaded by 2. I know some of you guys were spoiled for a second by having the videos being uploaded at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., but that was only a temporary thing. We want to get back though. We're gonna try and get them back to upload it at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., but Caleb needs to pick up the slack.
Okay.
It's definitely Caleb's fault.
Yeah. Lately.
Alright, now this is spot number 1, and it might look familiar to you because this is actually where Jean almost crashed this car. Back when I let him drift this thing in the woods. I hate to say it, I don't really think there's snow up here. Yeah, it's all slush. You know, there might be some down low. See, look at this. This is the snow we don't want. That's the snow where you get stuck in, because that's not snow, that's slush. Which the minute you compact it, it'll turn into ice. We got stuck in the Huracan last year because of that exact same situation. I am not attempting to drive up that. Especially down here too, it's like all just gross.
The look on her face.
Mom in a big 4Runner sees M4 slam to the ground. I should have raised this car for winter, I'm not gonna lie. But winters have been so mild lately that there's no point in raising it. Oh, okay, we got some ice. No, this might work. It's like a slushy snow ground mix. Do you mind grabbing the Red Bull that way it doesn't spill? Let's see if this works. It's bound to work.
I spilled the Red Bull.
You did?
Yeah.
No! You did not. I told you, don't let it spill.
Hey bro, this thing is powerful.
There's no towels in the car, if that's what you're looking for. There might be some in the trunk.
I can go get some. It's out with the perpetrator.
You were the perpetrator. That means you're editing 2 YouTube videos for free, right?
No.
Sound sick?
Yeah.
It's probably so loud out there, huh?
Oh, it's so loud. You got some snow on me. The legs, yeah.
That's what you get for putting Red Bull on my door. I'm gonna try it first.
Okay.
You have to get so much wheel speed in second gear. Okay, let's get out of here. This place is burned. This car is so loud. 4N did have an idea, and his idea was to add a little small resonator in the exhaust. It would take away a little bit of that rasp, and also maybe tone down the volume like 5%, nothing crazy. I just like the idea of having a full straight pipe, it's cool. And the sound sounds a million times better than any other M4 I've ever heard. So I told him no, but maybe we do modify the exhaust next time we're down there and add that in just to see what it does. For now, we're going full straight pipe, all the sound, and I'm not complaining, but here we are back in the rain. That parking lot was cool for like 5 seconds, and then we used up all the snow, and now we gotta find more. There's another spot I know of, but it's a little bit farther out, so we'll hit it. But if it's slush snow, I'm calling it. Well, we are officially high enough to where the rain has turned to snow. And I think we still have another mile to 2 miles before we're actually at the next place I want to go, which is a ski resort. That's a good sign. If we're hitting snow this low, that means that there's gonna be good snow up top. Christmas might not be ruined like we thought, boys. Oh, we had 6 miles. That's good. It's crazy how much elevation can change the weather. All right, now it's starting to get cold enough to where there's snow actually sticking to the road. It's a good sign, really good sign. Okay, this is beautiful. This is what we wanted to see. Does it get worse, better, or the same is the question.
Better.
I say it gets worse. And didn't the Lambo get stuck like right here last year?
I was a little farther down.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Can we go down there or no?
The Chair 3's not running right now.
Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna go down there.
All right.
Cool. Thank you. The issue is this car is so loud that we might get in trouble.
The snow is insulating.
Holy frick. We ain't getting through that. We're gonna hop out right here and take a look. It looks beautiful up here though.
Yeah, very pretty. Good snow.
It's good thumbnail snow. Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. There ain't no shot we're making it down this. Last year we came up here when it was the first snow, and we were able to go all the way around the corner and all the way back. We were able to hit this corner and drift it, and it's perfect because it was super wide. I love that car, but I know its capabilities, and its capabilities won't make it through this. I'm sorry. I know my limits and the car's limits, and that ends probably right there. We'll get out, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can make some fun. Real quick though, because there are people guiding people to park, and I don't want to make anybody mad. We'll do it a few times, get that clip for you guys, and then probably head back home. Hopefully we get snow like this down low, that we don't have to drive this far to be able to get clips like this. Also, I will warn you guys, we are posting donuts right now. They are in Mexico, on a closed course, Performer Professionals. This is a professional car to do donuts with. Yeah, it does suck though, not being able to do this closer to home in Mexico. It is what it is. All right, let's get Caleb out. Let's turn the car back on and see what we can do. It's quite slippery. I just don't want to get in trouble. I hate getting in trouble. All right.
They can't hear it.
You gotta be deaf to not hear this car.
It's not that loud. The guy's totally not walking over here. I actually can't tell if he's walking away or if he's walking over here. He's walking away. We're good.
Hey, maybe we head back. Low-key.
We're good.
We'll just say we got stuck.
Yeah.
Because we might not be lying. What was that sound?
Hear that? It was like metal.
You know what that could be? So my axles are not the prettiest right now. We might need to swap them. Something in my heart is telling me that we stop while we're ahead and we go back. Because I think I might need to swap out my axles tonight. I think that's what we just heard. It made a weird noise and it came from that side. Both axles are cooked, but...
So you know they're cooked. They've been cooked.
Maybe.
And
The benefit is though, I think we still have all two wheels spinning. I'm gonna move the car. You tell me if it looks like there's power coming from this side.
neither of them are spinning.
What do you mean?
They're not like losing traction. They're both spinning orderly. Like I can't tell because.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we didn't bottom out. The exhaust isn't loose. There wasn't a big rock.
I did hear something while I was going. It was like a little speed.
Let's give it some power when we're on dry. I don't want to have to get this car towed home. Let's go ahead and drive home.
We'll be fine. It's not spinning.
Really?
Just kidding, it's spinning, we're good.
Let's go home, end off this video, start off the next video. The next video is gonna be an easy mod, and then I'm gonna swap out the axle on this. because I don't want this to go out in the middle of a snowstorm and be cooked. That's not safe. We got some snow donuts. We had some fun. Let's quit while we're ahead. We might have to get a running start, low key. You can't stop, won't stop. The issue with snow too is you can't see depth of the ground as easy. So like a big bump is really hard to see, and it's really, really sketchy when you're in a super low car. Like just look at this, like you can't see a bump. I think we're fine.
Made it through.
Made it through. I definitely just swap out the axles. 4N did say that we should get new axles, and I bought new axles and shipped it to him, but we didn't have time to put them in. So maybe we find time tonight. Because that would really suck to just lose an axle mid-donut.
In the snow? In the snow.
Because you gotta think the axles are now working harder because you're at higher RPM and higher wheel speeds, not grabbing traction. And then if you slowly grab traction, that makes it worse. And there's a lot of things in play. There's a lot of things in play that can cause the axle to go out faster, especially when we're doing donuts. But that was fun. This car is loud as heck.
It's so loud.
It's so loud. Now I don't know if I'm getting in my head or if the car actually feels weird right now. That sound was bad.
Yeah,
the grinding sound. It's all right, we got axles at home. You see, if something breaks that I didn't know about, I'd be like, okay, cool, we fix it. But I know about the axles. If the axles break after I know that the axles could break and I had enough time to fix them, that's on me. I don't want today to be on me, so let's go home, keep it chill. What? Hear what?
It's gone. You heard that, right?
No, I didn't hear it.
You didn't?
No. Maybe you're hearing things.
No. I heard that.
What'd you hear?
It was like a...
Let's get home. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, a way that we can tell that the axle is bad is when I let off the gas and I give it a little bit of gas, there's a little bit of a delay and it like clunks. So that's play in the axles. So the diff is like saying, hey, turn, then the axles have a delay and then they catch up with the diff, which then spins the wheel. It's definitely time to change them. You hear it? I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, but it's definitely squeaking. I'm gonna stop trying to show you what it sounds like because I think our axles might be on their last leg.
We're on the brink, bro.
Let's get this to the shop, park it, go home, start filming the next video, which is gonna be on the C7. So hit that subscribe button if you wanna see how bad these axles are and what special mod we have for the C7, because it's gonna make the car actually a lot cooler. Now we pulled off because I had to check engine light, so I wanted to check and see what that was. And the check engine light wasn't for anything serious. It said that the O2 sensor was disconnected, so I'm guessing it was just some weird flaw in it because it cleared and didn't come back. And if the O2 sensor was disconnected, it wouldn't have cleared. That check engine light would have stayed on, so probably just the O2 sensor bugging out because it was so cold and maybe our elevation. And while we were pulled over, we heard that sound.
It's getting louder.
We're gonna get home and we're gonna fix this car in the next video because that does not sound good. Was that loud?
What?
And on that note, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you wanna find out how bad the axles really are on this car, hit that subscribe button and the bell for the next video because we're gonna get this thing on the lift and find out. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and put the C7 on the lift because we have something special to do to that car. And also, again, 10 times entries. Ends today for the blue M4. So if you want to get your entries in, go over to schnatterdays.com, pick up a hoodie, t-shirt, anything on the site, and I'll get you entered to win my Yasmin Blue M4 competition plus $5,000 cash. Yeah, this thing is going to be a winter beast once we get those axles finished, and it's going to be pretty cool when it's shining bright with Christmas lights as well. I'll see you guys next time. Drive safe.